Well, hello there. Welcome back to Readings at the Round Table for your monthly numerology. I'm Jennifer, and I'm very happy to be here. I'll be honest with you. This has been a really interesting month for me. I got a cold at the beginning of November. I haven't been able to do a lot of my live shows, and my voice is still a little bit sketchy, so you may see me like in between eating a lot of cough drops or hitting pause a lot because and having the video being a little disjointed because of my coughing. But I have gotten through a really bad cold that went to a sinus infection and then an ear infection, which I haven't had in forever. So I am very happy to be able to report to you for your monthly numerology in December. Oh yeah, here we go. I have a lot to tell you about December. Okay, so the last month of 2024 is really wrapping up this wonderful 8 year with a lot of like interesting stuff happening, and also helping push this year of manifesting that we've had, this year of intense manifesting energy, abundance, like whichever way we went with it. Remember how at the beginning of this year I said this can be a year of abundance, like you can manifest an abundance of really good things or abundance of really crappy things. So it's been an interesting year for this little Virgo, I'm just saying. But December is not going to shortchange us at all. We kick off December, the last month of this 8 year, with a new moon in Sagittarius. New moon in Sagittarius hits its peak on December 1st at 1:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know, it's good. And I have a little surprise for you when I get to the end of the month. So, well, I don't have a surprise. I'm just reporting it. You understand? On December 6th, we have Mars going retrograde in Leo. Now, Mars in Leo going retrograde. Mars goes retrograde every couple of years. And the last time it went retrograde, it was in Gemini for like 8 months, and that was just like a nightmare for me personally. I don't know. A lot of other people experience the same thing because Mars in Gemini, not its finest place, not a happy place. Mars in Leo, pretty okay. It is. However, Mars going retrograde in Leo is telling us to slow down, is telling us to stop, think, before we act, before we speak, before we start communicating with people. Like, really just stop and slow down, because Mars in Leo is more, it is internal, but it's more of more about recentering things, because this is putting, or we're starting to recognize some of the challenging aspects that are coming towards us when we're trying to reach our goals or we're trying to move forward in any way. One guy online said it was like moving through sludge. It is. It's slowing us down. Excuse me. Because we need that time to recenter, and we need that time to reflect, and we need that time to look around at the challenges that are coming towards us, keeping us or slowing us down from moving forward, because we may need to be in that place of reflection or recentering. And that's especially true for the fixed signs, because Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius are going to be feeling this at the first part of Mars going retrograde. Mars is again retrograde in Leo until January 6th, when Mars retrogrades back into Cancer, and now we're putting the cardinal signs in the hot seat: Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And Mars will be retrograde until February 23rd. Now, when Mars goes retrograde into our like super sensitive Cancer, that's going to make it more of an internal reflection. So just some like fun happenings here in December. On December 7th, we have Venus moving into Aquarius, and we also have Neptune going direct. Venus in Aquarius is fun-filled. I mean, Aquarius is fun-filled. How many Aquarians do you know that are just like, they're the life of the party? I gotta tell you, there's a couple of Aquarians, and you know who you are, that when you guys call me and say, hey, I need an appointment, I will drop everything to run to your phone call and be like, what you got? What you got? I love it. On the 15th, we got some good news because Mercury is going direct in Sagittarius. What? And it's coming at the perfect time because we also have a full moon in Sagittarius on the same day, on the 15th. And for some reason, I don't have it written down as to what time that is, which seems a little odd to me. So let me just go back to my calendar that I put down here. Full moon 4:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it hits its peak. Yeah. Thank you, Llewellyn. Am I right? On the 21st, we have the sun moving into Capricorn at 4:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the 24th, we have Christmas Eve for those of you that celebrate. On the 25th, we have, again, Christmas Day for those of you that celebrate. But also, Hanukkah begins on the same day. Happy Hanukkah. On the 26th, we have Kwanzaa beginning. And on the 30th, here's that little bonus, that little special treat for all of us. We have our second new moon of the month. New moon in Capricorn that hits its peak at 5:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did double check that time. It is 5:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time according to my Llewellyn's calendar. This is, of course, our second new moon. So this is a black moon, to use the vernacular. This is typically more intense energy. So we have a lot of our pagan friends, like a lot of our Wiccan friends, that they use this energy in rituals and spells or intentions because it's definitely more intense and it intensifies all of those practices. This is definitely a very powerful time, and I love that we're wrapping up an 8-year in this powerful energy. I love it. So just get your intentions, set your intentions for the 2025, the 9-year that's coming. I think this is lining us up perfectly. I love it. So we are wrapping up December. We're wrapping up 2024 with 3 planets and South Node in air, 2 planets in fire plus North Node, 2 planets in water, and 2 planets in earth. We also have 3 planets that are retrograde: Uranus, Jupiter, and Mars. So I really do feel like this is an excellent time. It's very balanced energy. We don't have just like everything in fire or everything in earth. It's really, really balanced energy, and I dig it. I really do. So I want to get out the crystal of the month. You know I didn't forget. So let's see what that is. The crystal of the month is rhodonite, not rhodochrosite, which I mean, those names get mixed up a lot, but it is rhodonite. So I want you guys to see this. It's so lovely. I have lots of different specimens of this. It is primarily pink with a lot of black in it. However, there are some that have more pink than black. I mean, this is a good example. It came from the same batch, so, you know, this I can't, you know, I knew that was going to happen. This is more pink on one side, a little bit gray, and then I have some of these that I love these, but they want to roll around. These two are fine examples that, again, I just wanted to give you guys some really great examples of rhodonite before I read from the books. So one book is, there it is, rhodonite. It has healing properties of intoning practices to escalate sound and amplify your connection. It is also excellent. It is an excellent heartstone that helps shed old patterns and pain, which I really, when I looked at the definition itself, it's the exact same. But I like that because, when we have the new moon, and especially with 2 new moons in 1 month, when we have that new moon energy, if you are doing work with the new moon and the full moon, if you're following that rhythm, we release, when we hit that pinnacle of the new moon, we release all the things that we've been steadily releasing from the full moon to the new moon. And we just have one massive, just like push it all out so that we can clear the space to manifest from the new moon to the full moon. I mean, the day after the new moon is when I technically start manifesting. But it's a good time to release this old energy. And I think that is fantastic because we need to do that in order to make way for the new stuff coming in, the new things that we're bringing in. Which, again, this book, I love this book too. An emotional balancer that nurtures love and encourages the brotherhood of humanity. Oh, we need that. It stimulates and heals the heart. It grounds energy, balances yin and yang, and aids in achieving one's highest potential. This stone has strong resonance with forgiveness and assists in reconciliation after long-term pain and abuse, and is beneficial in emotional self-destruction and codependency. I like this. In past life healing, it deals with betrayal and abandonment, clearing away emotional wounds and scars from the past, whenever that might be. I like that because it could be anytime, right? It could be from past life or just last week. Whenever that might be, and bringing up painful emotions for transmutation. It promotes unselfish self-love and forgiveness. It helps in taking back projections that blame a partner for what is really inside oneself. It is a useful first aid stone. Rhodonite heals emotional shock and panic, supporting the soul during the process. It turns back insults, prevents retaliation. It recognizes that revenge is self-destructive and assists in remaining calm in dangerous or upsetting situations. Rhodonite. These are fantastic books, by the way. The Encyclopedia of Crystals by Judy Hall, and of course, Crystal Therapy by and Judith Lukombowski. I think I'm saying that right. Lukomsky, yes, Crystal Therapy. And I think you can still purchase that book even though that one name isn't on there anymore. So, just going to put that right back up there so that we can look at this all month on any of my videos. I know, I like to do that. Well, I like to do that now that I've started this. Okay, I will also be reading from 2 different cards as per usual. Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland and the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen, we're not saying her name. But those are the cards that I'll be pulling from for this month. I am truly, truly excited that we all have come this far in 2024. It's been a really interesting year for me personally. I would love to know how it's been for you. And I also want to get to these numbers and see what your personal numerology is for the last month of this 8-year. Hello, Life Path 1. All right. Sorry, Mouse is getting very comfortable. If you haven't met my cat Mouse, this is one of the many felines that rules me. Yeah. All right. So, Life Path 1. December for you is a 3-month. Now, couple of things with this 3-month. You really need to pay attention to your astrology. You really need to pay attention to that Mars retrograde energy and Mercury going direct energy, because 3 is all about communication. It's about communicating your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, but it's also about self-expression. And when I say self-expression, I mean writing, speaking engagements, art of any kind, and music. You can express yourself any way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter, because this is a very creative and artistic time that you're stepping into. It's very imaginative, and you really need to just embrace it. You really do. This is definitely being a time of expression. This is a time of speaking your truth. Now, again, I want to remind you that Mercury doesn't go direct until the 15th. Then we still have a shadow period. So, it's a little touchy there with communication. But Mars retrograde on top of that is really, this is important that you do stop, count to 10 before you just tell somebody off. Count to 30. Count to 150 if you need to. I mean, sometimes I need to. But this truly is about self-expression. It's a lot. This is a very expressive month. It's about speaking your truth. Now, with that speaking your truth, freedom of thoughts and speech, and I say this to anyone who's in a 3-month and anyone who is a Life Path 3. Freedom of thoughts and speech should not and does not mean that you can cause injury to others. Yeah, especially if you're doing it for personal gain. That's not good karma. It's really, really not. So keep that in mind, because during this 3-month, you're also going to have a lot of family ups and downs. And wow, isn't that great with all these holidays in the month of December? I mean, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's Eve, it's action-packed. Yeah. So I'm sure everybody has work parties they got to deal with and fun stuff. But this is definitely a lot of family ups and downs and speaking your truth situation. So make sure that you are stopping. Count in your head to 10, 30, 150, whatever you need to do to preserve your karma. That's a good way to put that. Preserve your karma, okay? Speak your truth. Express yourself. Absolutely, 100%. Communicate your thoughts. Communicate your emotions. But don't cause injury to others. And make sure that you're doing it appropriately with these bigger communication planets in retrograde. I know. I mean, Mercury goes retrograde several times a year. So this is not abnormal. Mars in retrograde at the same time is abnormal, because Mars only goes retrograde every couple of years. So, yeah. But again, very artistic, creative, and imaginative time. So I want to remind you of the mantra of the 3, and that's it. I am creativity, vibrant expression, sharing my authentic voice freely. 100%. 100%. So let's get into some of the shadow effects. So the shadow side of a 3 is judging the self and others too harshly. So what happens is we start judging ourselves really harshly, and it overflows into other people. Because we're judging ourselves so harshly, that cup just fills up. and it then overflows and we start judging everyone else very harshly. Let's watch out for that, especially with these retrogrades happening this month, okay? And 2 new moons. The shadow side of unable to speak your truth openly or communicate openly is you can become pessimistic, you can become a little gossipy, you can get like where you exaggerate a lot. And as a Southerner, I think it's a natural thing to want to exaggerate. So I often have to say to people, this is not a Southern exaggeration. I say that a lot. So the thing is, though, when you can't speak your truth or communicate openly, and you feel like you can't say what you really feel openly, that's when you start to really feel that pessimism, feel that gossipy, like that necessity for gossip and exaggerating. It's not a good look. It's not. The lesson of the 3 is communicating emotions openly and letting go of judgments of the self and others. And I want to emphasize that part about the self. It really, really is important, especially for you, Life Path 1, especially for you, because you are all about initiative. I've said this 100 million times. You're all about the individuality. You're all about taking leadership, your new beginnings. And I love this about you. That new beginning, that independence, taking that leadership and really showing the world how resourceful you are. Your whole entire life path is about discovering confidence within yourself. And having this being able to speak your truth or being able to express yourself appropriately month is, I feel like this is really good for you. I don't feel like it's ultra challenging, but I feel like it is really good for you. I want to remind you of the lesson of the 1, which is to push through insecurities and doubt while developing confidence in one's own brilliance. Excuse me. And I think that is just, I think this is a wonderful time for you to really, really develop confidence more in your brilliance, because you are able to find a version of self-expression that really sings to you the most, whether it's art, writing, speaking, or music. Whatever you choose, it's the right way to be expressive. There is no wrong way of self-expression unless you're causing injury to others. I know. Love that. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's see what we have in the cards for you, Life Path 1. I probably don't need to remind you of your shadow sides, but I'm just going to fling that in real quick. I'm going to have to get that card. It's isolation, insecurity, and doubt. And some people can misunderstand and think that you're being lazy or aggressive or selfish because you are feeling insecurity or you're feeling doubt in some kind of way. It's really, really easy to shuffle cards with a cat here. I just want to let you know that. And he's lucky he's so cute. Like, I love it when he's here, but at the same time, I'm just like, if you could just slide like 2 inches to the left, would be okay. Ooh, Mother Earth. I know I am going to mispronounce this, but Mayu, you are called upon to help with environmentalism. Ooh, that is definitely a self-expression thing. And it's also, not being judgy. Helping people with environmentalism is not judging them about it, right? I mean, he's really super helpful, isn't he? Oh, this is good. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Okay, you know I read from the book on the Moonology cards, and I have to get it out. I don't really know why I put this up, but we're not asking questions today, are we? Okay. New moon. And I love that we have two new moons this month. Okay, new moon in Leo. I cannot read this. All right, new moon in Leo. This card, there we go. This card heralds the start of a new cycle for you, when you're going to look and feel more gorgeous. Oh, that's great. More in the spotlight, more like you have something worth showing off. If you want someone's attention, this card says it's coming. However, this may not happen all by itself. You have to be willing to do your bit. That means being proud of who you are and what you have to offer. Think of yourself as the king or queen of the jungle. And carry yourself accordingly. This card is also a great omen. If you're asking about a creative project you're working on, this card can be a great omen if you're asking about a creative project you're working on. Alternatively, it can herald good news or a new start for your children. Make time to have fun. I do love that. I love it, love it, love it. And now I think I realize why the book's over there, because I put it up for some reason. Thank you so much for joining me today at Life Path 1. I have enjoyed reading for you guys this year. I really have. Even with my little break, I've enjoyed reading for you guys. And I so look forward to 2025 with you. So enjoy this last month of 2024, and I will see you in 2025. Oh, yeah. And get out there and make your magic. Bye.